What's up, gang? Today we're going to be talking about my least favorite drug, and that's alcohol. To some of you, that might come as a shock that I'm even referring to alcohol as a drug, but yes, dipshit, alcohol is a drug. So what is a drug? A drug is a medicine or substance that has a physical effect when ingested or otherwise introduced to the body. So yes, by that definition, alcohol is a drug, and it doesn't take that much to realize that. Most people don't even view it as a drug, and to a lot of people, it's like the acceptable drug to do. It's the drug that society has deemed cool. I know, funny fucking, we live in a society. But like, still, alcohol is the only drug that, you know, for the most part, you can go and buy at a store. You can go to a Walmart. You can go to a gas station. There's fucking like drive-through alcohol places. Yet another drug that's kind of common, like weed, you can't really do that everywhere. But a drug like alcohol, you can. Yet I think alcohol is one of the worst drugs you can do. And I genuinely do mean that. And I have 4 points that prove that. So let's start with the cost.
I know where you live.
Alcohol is expensive as shit. A 2 liter of Coke is about $3. A 1 liter of Jack Daniels is $170. Alcohol is insanely marked up. It is so expensive to the point where, for the most part, unless you're buying, you know, the shittiest of the shit alcohol, like some Corona Light or whatever you call it, then you're actually having to drop a lot of money to get the effects of alcohol. For the most part, you can't really just seek out alcohol. You're not just gonna accidentally get alcohol. You know when you're gonna get alcohol. You know when you're going to a party and there's gonna be alcohol, or you know whenever you're going to a friend's house and there's gonna be alcohol. You don't like accidentally drink alcohol the same way you could with like a Coke or, you know, any other type of drink. You have to seek out alcohol, and you have to do that at an insanely large cost. Now, the other reason I absolutely hate alcohol is because, unlike a lot of drugs, I would say, alcohol brings out the worst in people.
I know where you live.
Drugs' effect do differ per person. Like, for some people, weed can make them this way, but for a different person, it can make them this way. Or the same thing for even harder drugs, or like, quote-unquote, what people, I hate this term, but what people would call real drugs. People have different effects to them, but in almost every scenario, alcohol always brings out the worst in people. It makes people become more confident, which makes them do stupid things that they know they shouldn't do. A lot of injuries happen whenever people are drunk, not to mention drunk driving. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that, but that's a whole nother thing. A lot of injuries, a lot of bad things that happen to like people around in college years, it's all because of alcohol. It has something to do with alcohol. It correlates with alcohol in some way, and it's just such a negative thing because of that. People are the biggest dicks of their personality they can possibly be whenever they're drunk, and nobody wants to be around people when they're drunk. Not to mention like abusive households or whatever that are fueled by alcohol, like, you know, like wife beaters and stuff like that. People who hit their wives, domestic violence. There's a reason that those type of people have a stereotype of drinking alcohol. You know, it's not hard to realize this, that alcohol does that to people. It's not a positive high. Like, weed for some people can sometimes be a good thing, and THC is used for people who have like Tourette's and shit to calm them down. Yet alcohol is almost always a negative thing. The high you get from alcohol is a buzz. It may feel cool for a little bit, but you're an absolute shit person whenever you're drunk. Now, yeah, alcohol can feel good for a little bit, but that brings me to my next point, which is what you feel like afterwards.
I know where you live.
It's no secret that a hangover is like an incredibly, you know, like tiring and, you know, headache-inducing thing that happens, and all for what? You spent, you know, $100 on a bottle of alcohol so that way you could be a dick and then feel like shit afterwards. That doesn't sound very fun to me. But I've never been drunk, and I doubt in my lifetime I will ever get drunk enough to actually have a hangover. So let's look up the symptoms of a hangover. Fatigue, weakness, thirst, headache, muscle aches, nausea, stomach pain, vertigo, sensitivity to light and sound, anxiety, irritability, sweating, and increased blood pressure. Wow, I would love to pay $100 to experience that all day just so I could be drunk for 4 hours. Like, think about it. Does that really sound fun to you? Like, people say they go to bars to have fun, you know? You don't go to a bar to have fun. You hang out with your friends to have fun. You buy this new video game that you can put hundreds of hours into to have fun. You go to a carnival because that's fun. You don't experience all these side effects and all this horrible symptoms for fun. So if you actually, you know, actively do seek out alcohol, just think about that. You know, it may be fun for the 4 hours that you're drunk, which I doubt it's that fun to even justify these symptoms. Think about, you know, the future. Think about the 5 hours into the future instead of thinking about the moment. To just think about, hey, do I really want to spend all day tomorrow being in, you know, absolutely in hell all day? That doesn't sound very fun to me. And the last reason why alcohol is so terrible is because of how god awful it is to consume.
I know where you live.
Alcohol is one of the worst things you could possibly put into your body that won't like kill you, which you can die of drinking too much alcohol. You can't get your blood pressure too high, but like, you know, let's keep it a buck. Like, nobody's gonna overdose on alcohol. You don't have to for it to be a negative thing for your body. It's no secret that alcohol causes all these negative things to your liver. It literally disintegrates your liver whenever you're drinking alcohol. But why does it do that? Because it's poison. Alcohol is fucking poison. That's not me exaggerating. That's not me trying to make anything out of it. That is what alcohol is. That's why you get a buzz. That's why you get drunk, because your brain doesn't even know how to process those poisons that are in your body. So that's why it makes you feel that kind of way, because your brain's fucking confused. You're not supposed to drink alcohol. Your body is not capable of processing it in the same way that it is normal foods, which is why you feel like that. So you're drinking poison, right? And the stuff that poison does to you doesn't necessarily kill you the way, like, I don't know, chugging Raid or something like that would do. But alcohol is going to completely disintegrate your liver, okay? You're not gonna have one. And it's also gonna permanently fuck up your brain every single time you get drunk more and more and more. And if it gets to a point where you're drinking a lot of alcohol, you're gonna start to not even be able to live life without it. You're gonna start to build like a dependency damn near on alcohol. People think, oh, well, it's not addictive, it's just alcohol. And yeah, it might not be addictive in what it's made out of. Like, there's nothing in alcohol that's addictive, but the feeling that it gives to you can 100% be addictive, which is why I absolutely hate whenever people say that a drug like alcohol or weed isn't addictive. Of course it's addictive. Anything can be addictive if you like it enough, whether it actually has addicting properties to it or not. So if you drink a lot of alcohol, you're gonna start to build a dependency on it. So now your body is fucking depending on poison to work. Poison that costs hundreds of dollars, that makes you be an absolute cunt to everybody around you, and makes you feel like shit afterwards. That doesn't sound like something I want to spend my teenage years doing. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm just the crazy person here. You know, maybe I'm just the person who's crazy because I've never actually gotten drunk before. But if you did like this video, then you should go check out my video that I uploaded yesterday talking about how Jay Schlatt, yeah, I know, two completely different videos, but still, that video talked about how Jay Schlatt has completely changed around his content and how I'm actually starting to like him again after not liking him for the longest time. But if you go check out that video or not, I still appreciate you for watching this video all the way through, so thank you.